everyone's JackelWolf back in all of the Mod 6 to the sky with another 5 minutes. That's how I did it. Now, if you've been following along, you know that we are working our way through the quest book. Now, my quest book is broken right now. I updated the game very recently, and it basically lost all of my progress on here. I cannot get it to work. I click that, it's not even working. I think this is blocking me from getting all the other stuff. It's not the end of the world though, because we know what we've done. We have completed a lot of the things on the Pedestals mod. That's what we've been working on quite a bit. What I want to focus on is the experience gathering and the experience XP storage. That's because I want to upgrade my mob grinder so it collects experience, and then, I don't have to come in here and manually grab it, all the time. But to do that, we're going to need a Bottle of Enchanting. Now, there are a lot of different ways to get a Bottle of Enchanting in your world, one of which is even using the Pedestals mod. The problem with that method is that we actually need a Bottle of Enchanting so we can make more Bottles of Enchanting. So it's a little bit of a Mobius strip right there. But there is this recipe right here that now that we've got some enchanting in our world, we've gotten ourselves some enchanted books with glowstone, diamonds, and then this honey bottle, we can go make ourselves a Bottle of Enchanting. Now, the honey bottle is now our new bottleneck. That is because we do not have any bees in this world. But like our animals back here, there is a way to spawn bees in all of the Mod 6 to the sky. Unlike our animals, though, it is a little bit more of a complex process. To start, we're going to need to make ourselves a beehive frame that is simply a string surrounded by sticks. We are also going to need a porcelain doll. Now, there are 2 recipes for this. Both of them are 5 porcelain clay in a crafting table in the X shape, either with an emerald, which gets you 6, or a diamond, which gets you 3. So I'm going with the emerald. I'm going to have to make some more of these, so I might as well make a whole bunch of these porcelain dolls anyways. Now, if we take the porcelain doll in the middle, we take the beehive frame at the bottom middle, 4 yellow dye, 2 glowstone, and any flower, that gets us our buzzing doll. And you can see the little tooltip there says, add to a barrel of witch water to spawn a bee. Now, we've done the witch water before. It is very, very simple. First off, we're going to need some mycelium. To make mycelium, we can get some ancient spores, which we've gotten from sifting dirt. If you apply them to a block of dirt or a block of grass, you get yourself a block of mycelium. If we take a barrel, place it on top, and then some water, fill the barrel, you can see we got all these particle effects here. Any second, it will change over to some witch water. You can see there's a progress bar up top left. There we go. We got some witch water. All we're going to do now is take our buzzing doll and right-click on the witch water. But before we do that, this is actually going to get us an animal in our world. It is not going to get us a, spawn egg or anything like that. So I could do this in my little bee area, but rather than that, there is a method of collecting bees in your world, and that is by using an empty bee jar. To make an empty bee jar, it is 6 pieces of glass in this sort of house shape in the crafting station. Now, if we go take that buzzing doll, we'll right-click on the witch water, get our empty bee jar ready, and then any second, there we go. There's our bee. Grab it. There we go. We picked it up in the bee jar. We now have a filled bee jar, bee type Minecraft. So this is just a vanilla bee. You can use this bee jar to collect any of the resourceful bees, in your world. Now, before we go and release our bee in our little bee enclosure over there, we're going to need a place for the bee to make honey. Now, if this was a vanilla world, we would have bees' nests that would spawn, randomly throughout it. We could harvest some honeycomb from those, and then we could craft ourselves our first beehive. The problem is, because this is a Skyblock world, there are no natural tree spawns other than our very original one, and there are no natural bees in there. So to make ourselves a bee's hive, we can actually use those beehive frames. Now, we built one of those just a little while ago, but to make a beehive frame, again, it is 1 string surrounded by sticks. If we were to take 3 of those in a crafting station with 6 planks, sort of in the bookshelf shape, we can make ourselves our beehive. Now, all the Mod 6 to the sky also has Resourceful Bees. If we want to upgrade our beehives, we can go and take that beehive, place it in a crafting station surrounded by grass. That gets us a tier 1 beehive for Resourceful Bees. There are multiple levels. They are all harder to get. You need certain bee resources and certain levels of bee resources to get there. The reason I'm not going to make one right now is because we're doing the Pedestals mod, there is a way to automatically harvest from beehives. Through my testing, it doesn't work with the resourceful beehives though. So it only works with the vanilla Minecraft beehives, which is a little bit disappointing, but for what we need to do today, it's actually not going to make a huge difference. So I'm not going to upgrade this one to the tier 1 beehive. I'm going to leave it as a regular beehive, but feel free to do however you want in your world. There are other ways of automatically harvesting from these, just not with the Pedestals mod. Last thing we're going to need though for our bee setup is we are going to need a campfire. Now, I just pulled that out before I talked about the recipe. This is a vanilla thing. It is 3 logs, 3 sticks, and then a piece of coal or charcoal. Now, this is my little bee area here. I've got it split in half for future expansion. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on just this side. I do have some pedestals set up. We're not going to get too in-depth with them because we've done very, very similar setups before. But I will go over how you craft yourself the beehive harvester. But before we can do that, we got to set up our beehive. First things first, we're going to go place the campfire down in the ground. I like to place it 1 down. There's less chance that the bees are going to wander into it accidentally. It will happen though. Your bees will end up killing themselves on it. It's not the end of the world. You can breed up some more. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to place the beehive in the middle there, right above the smoke with the front facing out. That means the bees are going to kind of come out here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go release my bee. He's going to go fly around. He's going to find some of the flowers I've got here. He's going to go collect some pollen, and he's going to go back into the beehive. There you go. So he just jumped back in there. He is busy making some honey. This does take time, and it does require multiple trips in and out. The way to speed this up is to add some bees. And to breed up bees, I'm going to need at least 1 more bee in my world. So while he's busy doing his stuff, I'm going to go be busy by making myself another bee. Okay, so here is my second bee. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this guy to come out. Once he comes out, I can breed them both together and I'll get my 3rd bee right away. All right, so he is back out. Let's go place that bee, and then we're going to take 2 flowers. 1, 2, and we should have ourselves a little baby bee. There we go. Now we got 3 bees working in this area, collecting pollen, making ourselves some honey. As soon as this starts to drip, that means we can go and start doing some harvesting. So we're just going to have to wait a little bit, and we'll be right back. All right, so there we go. We now have a full beehive. It is full of honey. What we can do is we can go take ourselves a bottle. We're going to go right click on that. We now have ourselves a bottle of honey. While we're waiting for this to fill up one more time, let's go finish off that bottle of enchanting. So here we are. This has been a long process to get to this spot, but to make ourselves a bottle of enchanting, we need 4 blocks of glowstone, 2 diamonds, 2 enchanted books. It doesn't matter which enchanted books they are, and then that bottle of honey. And there you go. We have now got a bottle of enchanting. Now we don't want to use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go place this in this crafting table just so I don't accidentally use it. It is a little bit of a process to make them, but we've now got all of the mechanics in place that we can make some more. I actually think I'm going to need to make 3 of them to set this up as a proper XP collecting mob grinder using the Pedestals mod. So we now have ourselves another full beehive. To get honeycomb out of the beehive, we can take some shears. We can go right click on that. We've now picked up 3 honeycomb. The honeycomb is what we need to build the upgrade for the pedestals mod. So what we're going to do is we're going to go take one piece of honeycomb and one blank pedestal upgrade base. And we're going to go make ourselves a pedestal upgrade Bee Hive harvester upgrade. Effective area is 3x3x3. So this is very, very common. This is why I built this area like we did. We're going to go apply the pedestal upgrade to this pedestal base by putting it in our offhand. This is very, very important. If you've not used the pedestals mod before, everything's got to be in your offhand. We're going to go right click on that. Now, as soon as this is full again, it will harvest it. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. So that's full of honey again. You can see it has dropped that honey. It's immediately been picked up by our item magnet collector, which is good. Supposedly, if we put bottles in there, the pedestal will collect honey bottles. I haven't been able to get it to work, and I don't know what I'm doing incorrect, but regardless, we've now got a way of automatically collecting some honeycomb. All we need to do now is to link our export pedestal over here with our magnet pedestal. There you go. It gets pushed over there, and then that's going to push it down into the chest. So every time the pedestal harvests the honeycomb, it gets picked up by the item collector, pushed out here, and then pushed down into the storage area. But you know what? That's going to be it for this one, guys. That was how to get a bottle of enchanting in your world. And then while we're at it, how to automate the vanilla Bee Hive process of collecting and harvesting honeycomb. If you enjoyed this video, though, please think about leaving a like and a subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at JackelWolf. Also, check out the description below. There will be a link to my Discord page. I would love it if you guys stop by to say hi. As well, there'll be a link to my Patreon page. If you enjoy this channel, if you enjoy this content you want to support, stop by, check it out. There are a lot of great perks out there for all of my supporters. But that is it. I'll see you guys next time. Good.